Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Abdullah Oduro with Learn the Letters, lesson 19. We only have one more lesson after this, but this lesson is just going to be going over a verse in the Quran. No more basic lessons of learning the Arabic language. Rather, it is lessons on learning the Quran al-Kareem, inshallah, reciting the Quran. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, this is another chapter. I just want you to look at this because this is a goal that you will be able to obtain. I mean, myself looking at it now, I'm able to distinguish the letters. I mean, the verse. I can tell that this is the chapter of Al-Kawthar, okay? The chapter of Al-Kawthar. And Al-Kawthar is the 108th chapter of the Quran, chapter 108. As you know, there are 114 chapters. This is chapter 108. And the main reason I chose this chapter for you, excuse me, this is not Al-Kawthar. This is the chapter of Al-Ikhlas. Ikhlas. I mentioned Kawthar because I'm looking at some. It's the chapter of Ikhlas. When I chose this chapter because obviously this chapter is a short chapter. It's a very short chapter, and you'll be able to recite this in your prayer, inshallah ta'ala. And that's primarily the reason why. It's a short chapter. It's very comprehensive chapter, especially one of the names in this chapter is a very comprehensive name that even the companions that when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, particularly Ibn al-Abbas, they mentioned that this is a man named by the name of Ibn al-Abbas. Okay, he was the nephew of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, or he mentioned that, or his cousin, excuse me, he mentioned that this name is so comprehensive. It's a comprehensive name that you can't even explain, even in the Arabic language. So the name As-Samad, which we're going to talk about, inshallah, which is kind of at the bottom center. If you can see it, Sin, Mim, Dal, Sad, Mim, Dal. It's like at the bottom center. But we're going to cover that, inshallah. Okay, so firstly, just a brief overview of the letters. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Zal, Ra, Za, Sin, Shin, Sad, Dad, Ta, Dha, Ain, Ghain, Fa, Qaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Ha, Wow, yeah. I hope you did it with your eyes closed like I did, brothers and sisters. Brothers with sisters, did your eyes closed on the second to last lesson. By this time, inshallah, I hope that you have memorized this alphabet. Let's move on. Okay, so this is Surat Al-Ikhlas. As you can see, Surat Al-Ikhlas on the top. First verse. Qaf, Dhamma, Lam, Sukun, Qul. Qul. Now, Qul in Arab, in English, means say. Okay, say. So this say is a command verb from Allah to the Prophet Muhammad. So he's telling him what to say to the people. So you basically say, tell them, Hu Allahu Ahad. Okay, next letter, next word. Ha, dhamma, hu, waw, fatha, wa, huwa. And huwa in Arabic simply means he. Huwa means he. Okay, huwa means he. Then we have the waw, fatha, lam, shadda. Huwa, lam, fatha, la. Huwa Allah. Okay, and the ha dhamma hu huwa Allahu. Allah, remember, we elongate it with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not Allahu or Allahu. It's huwa Allahu. So it's qul huwa Allahu. Hamza fatha a, ha fatha ha, aha, dal dhammatain, two dhammas, dun, ahadun. Qul huwa Allahu ahadun. Now, if we were to stop, remember, we don't say ahadun. We say Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Okay? Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say he is Allah the one. Ahad means one. Next verse. We already know this word. Allah. That's the name of Allah. Okay? The last vowel on that name is dhamma. So it's ha, dhamma, sad, sukun. Huwa Allah, Allahus, Allahus. Okay, Sad fatha sa, Allahus sa, Mim fatha ma, Allahus sama, Dal dhamma du, Allahu Samadu. Okay, Allahu Samadu. If we stopped, it would be Allahu Samad. So it's here all together. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Excuse me. We should always say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم and بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I just didn't put it here because I didn't want you to think it's part of the actual chapter. So my excuse me for that. I should always say بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم and أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. As we took at the very beginning. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. At the beginning of our Fatiha lesson, we started reciting Fatiha, okay? Or learning Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allahu samad. Okay. Next one. Lam fatha mim sukun lam. Ya fatha ya. La lam kasra dal sukun lid. Yalid, lam yalid, waw fatha wa, lam fatha mim sukun lam, walam, altogether, lam yalid walam, ya dhamma waw sukun you, lam fatha dal sukun lad, yulad, altogether, lam yalid walam yulad, lam yalid walam yulad. Okay. Next verse and the last verse. Waw fatha wa, lam fatha mim sukun, lam. Good. Walam. Ya fatha ya. Kaf dhamma noon. Kaf dhamma. It will be noon sukun here, but due to the fact that we have the shadda after it, which is another lesson that you all learn, it's called ghunna, and there's ikhfa, idgham, idhar. This is where the noon is very special. If it has a sukun on it and it's followed by a letter, any letter, it will be pronounced a certain way depending on the letter that comes after it. In this case, it is totally hidden within the lam, and the another letter is ra or ya. If that letter follows noon, then you don't even pronounce the noon, you just pronounce the letter after it. But if it's followed by a kha or a dal, it's going to be different. Kha, you would pronounce it totally. You would totally make its sound apparent, its phonetical sound apparent. If it was dal, you would slightly hide it inside of it, okay? But here, you totally pronounce the letter after it. So it'd be walam yakul la. Not, it wouldn't be walam yakun la or walam yakun la. And this is a common mistake you hear when people recite, do the adhan. They'll say, Ashadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Remember, ra is just like lam. The noon is not even pronounced. So it's Ashadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. And you'll learn later on this, inshallah. So walam yakul la, and then ha dhamma hu, walam yakul lahu, kaf dhamma ku, fa dhamma fu, kufu, waw fathatan, kufu one, kufu one. Even though the alif is there, they put the alif there just to show that there's the you find it a lot of times for the fathatin. So kufu one, hamza fatha a, ha fatha ha, aha, dal dhammatain dun, ahadun. Altogether the verse, walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahadun, walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Let's recite it all together. Move to how it looks in the Quran. Now this is another script. Now this script you will see in a lot of masjids. Like the other script is the Uthmani script. You'll find that in Saudi Arabia, the dark green kind of Qurans. You'll see a lot of masjids, but you will see other masjids that will have this script here. Okay. Now this script is another script that you'll find a lot of the Indo-Pakistani culture. They will use, or ethnicity, they will use this Quran primarily. If you're learning from a sheikh that is from India or from Pakistan, primarily they will learn from this script here. Okay. Now there are some variations in the letters and in the numbers even. Okay. As you can see, number 4 is fairly different here if you're familiar with that. So we see Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay. The long line again, that's just the scene. But here we have right in the first verse we have Qul huwallahu ahad. As you see, the last letter is dal. The dal looks totally different than the dal that we are familiar with. The dal looks totally different. It looks like, see the dal here? The opening is further to the left, but the dal here, the opening is kind of upward. And that's the main difference that I wanted to share with you. And when we see the dal here, it looks totally different as opposed to the dal moving to the left. Okay. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy upon you and make this reading of the Quran a journey that is blessed. And this reading of the Quran, this blessed journey, something that is an expiation for any bad deed that may have been committed. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Jazakumullahu khairan.